DC Universe Presents number 15, written by Mark Andreyko, art by Robson Roca and Eduardo Pansica. This is the next part of Blue Devil and Black Lightning, where last issue we had the demon Nibiros making a deal with drug dealer Tobias Whale to do some evil stuff in return for getting Blue Devil and Black Lightning, of course. Anyway, we open up this issue with a look ahead where Nibiros is wearing Blue Devil's skin, but it's all gross and malformed, and he's like, what's happening to me? And then we go back 3 days to a group of teenagers walking down the street, and one of them's like, hey man, we got some killer new drugs that we're gonna try. And they're all looking like, all right, who wants to go first? And one kid named Jason, he's like, I'll go first. You guys are all pansies. And he smokes one of the drugs, and he's like, whoa, this is amazing. And then he immediately starts dying. He starts choking on his own blood. And the other kid's like, oh, God, call 911. What should we do? What should we do? And they look across the street and see a church, and they're like, let's get him in there. They can help. And as he brings him in through the front door, Jason's like, no, get me out of this accursed place. And then his body just explodes. So there's an eye catch. Cut forward a little bit of time, and Black Lightning and Blue Devil, I forget their exact names, are Daniel Cassidy, Jefferson Pierce. Got it. Anyway, they are having a coffee, and Daniel's like, hey, we should do something about this drug. My godson was in that group of 4 kids, and he had to watch his friend literally explode. And Jefferson Pierce is like, this sounds like magic. Is it magic? And Daniel's like, well, it may kind of turn them into like soulless walking zombies if they don't explode. So, yeah, it's a little magic. But anyway, Jefferson's dad comes up at that point, and Daniel's like, I gotta go, but maybe, think about what we were saying, Jefferson, bye. And the dad says like, all right, here's the deal, Jefferson. I have a source. I'm going to go meet him tonight. And Jefferson's like, yeah, cool. I'll tag along with you. And he's like, no, I'm going to do this myself. I've been in this industry. I know how to handle myself. Please do not let Black Lightning show up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And at that point, we go over to his source, who is talking to Nibiru, saying like, yeah, I know what I got to do. I'm going to get him alone. And then you and your new friends can take care of him. And Tobias Whale's there being like, all right, Johnny boy, don't mess it up or you're next on the menu. So we see Tobias Whale and Nibiru are still working very closely together. So cut over to Daniel and Jefferson. They do meet up on a building right past some docks where all of these zombified drug users have been seen working. And Jefferson's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and figure out a stealthy way to jump in. We can go there. And at that point, he looks over, and Daniel's already jumped in as Blue Devil and just starts blasting their heads off with his trident. And Jefferson's like, dude, what happened to like reconnaissance and subtlety as he comes into the fight as well? And he's like, that's for spy movies, Jefferson. This is a horror movie. So cut back over to Jefferson's dad, and he meets up with a source. Source says, hey, why don't you come on inside this building and I'll talk to you about this drug problem. And as they make their way in, Nibiru is just right there being like, hey, you're mine and I'm going to eat you alive. So going back to the fight with the zombies, basically Jefferson's like, I'm not here to kill anyone. I'm not going to like blow up their heads like you are. And Blue Devil's like, they're already dead. They are clearly soulless zombies. Go ahead and zap them. And Black Lightning, as he's almost shot by one of them, because I guess they can handle guns, he does unleash a little bit and kills one of them. So he's like, all right, well, I don't enjoy doing that, and I'd rather keep away from it. And he's like, all right, whatever. So Blue Devil jumps up on top of the building, uses his firepower, and just raises the entire place. They're all gone. And Black Lightning's like, okay, well, I guess I wasn't really needed here, was I? But he gets a call, and on the other end is Tobias Whale. And he's like, hey, is this Black Lightning? Because we have someone that you might care about. And he's like, Jefferson, please help me. He's like, yep, we got your daddy, Jeffy boy. And basically says, you're going to be down here in 15 minutes or else we're going to kill him. And he's like, wait, we don't even know where here is. And he's like, you'll figure it out. So Blue Devil, he's felt like a little tingling in his suit. He doesn't know how he knows, but it's supposed to be here. So they both arrive. Black Lightning busts down the door. And then inside, Tobias Whale's holding a gun to his dad's head as Nibiros is just standing behind. And he's like, finally, my skin has returned. And Blue Devil's like, I'm kind of using it right now. And he's like, tough. And we get a little flashback to when Etrigan tore it off of Nibiros' body, which doesn't really explain how it got to here now, but Etrigan did it. So he puts on the skin and he's like, now I am complete. Oh, wait, what's happening to me? And we go back to the beginning of the issue. And he thinks that some sort of curse or magic spell or something was put on it by Daniel's family. And Daniel's like, Mr. Giant Demon thing, I don't know, but maybe you just outgrew it. Maybe it's like a pair of shoes. And he's like, oh, you're making jokes at me? Blah. And as he's going in to attack Daniel, we cut one last time over to Black Lightning, who's trying to get his dad out of his restraints. But Tobias is super pissed that he got blasted away by Black Lightning. So he fires off a gunshot and at Black Lightning, gets him off his feet, and then aims the gun at his dad. And Jefferson has to jump in the way, and he takes 5 bullets to the chest. So not looking so hot for Black Lightning at the moment, and Blue Devil without his powers as well. Not seeming so cool, but hey, I'm sure they'll get out of it. Next issue is actually the last issue. It's a 4-parter. Obviously not for the whole series. We'll have more stories afterwards, but for the Blue Devil, Black Lightning, next issue is going to wrap it up. But as for this issue, I like it. I think it is a good story being told. I think that having the magic drugs explode people and or make them literal zombies is somehow too over the top and yet on the nose as well. Like, it's like, yeah, no, drugs are bad, kids. But I get it. It's like the most cartoonishly evil pairing of a drug dealer and a demon. So I don't know. It feels like this is supposed to be more cartoony than it is serious. And in that regard, it's working. I am enjoying pretty much the whole way through. This one is a little bit less fun, just in that it doesn't have as many beats that are, I don't know, as fun to have. The most is during the zombie fight, but it's still played pretty much straight. But I did enjoy it. So I'm going to give this one a 6.5. I think it's good. We'll see what happens in the next issue. But yeah, Blue Devil is still someone I'm learning about, and I'm liking him more with every issue.